In 1444, Europeans trade on the west coast of Africa with people wearing elaborate hairstyles, including locks, plaits, and twists. In 1619, the first slaves are brought to Jamestown. African language, culture, and grooming tradition begin to disappear. In 1700, calling black hair wool, many whites dehumanized slaves. The more elaborate African hairstyles cannot be retained. June 19, 1865, Juneteenth. Slavery ends, but it is expected that black women style their hair like white women to be seen as well-adjusted. Good hair becomes a prerequisite for entering certain schools, churches, social groups, and business networks.
Hi, I'm Bibi Jalla. I'm branch manager at the McGirt-Horton branch of the Greensboro Public Library. I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how I did two-strand twists, which is what I have in my hair right now. I did this style on washed, moisturized, and sealed hair, and what that means is I put in a leave-in conditioner and then I put an oil on top of it to make sure that that leave-in doesn't evaporate out of my hair. And then I used a curling product to make the twists stay. One reason I really like two-strand twists is because they're really versatile. You can wear them down like this. You can do half up, half down, just grab as much as you want and just put them, okay, this one's not gonna make it, but just put them up in a hair tie. And you've got a half up, half down style. Okay, so I've got this little section of hair left that I'm gonna divide into two-strand twists. So I'm gonna take the spray bottle and just get my hair pretty wet. It's already moisturized and I've put an oil on to seal the moisture in. But I just want to make sure that it's pretty saturated with water, because when I apply the curling product, I want to make sure that it absorbs into my hair really well. So I'm going to take this and divide it into two pretty equal sections and just put one section aside. Okay. So I'm going to take a little bit of the curling product and just work it through the entire length of my hair. And then I'm just going to divide it into two sections and twist those two sections one over the other until I get to the end. All right, and once I'm close to the end, I kind of put the two sections together into one and just twist the rest of the end around my finger, just to make sure that it's sealed. And that's it. Two-strand twists.
In the 1900s, Madam C.J. Walker develops a range of hair care products for black hair. She popularizes the press and curl style. Some criticize her for encouraging black women to look white. In 1910, Walker is featured in the Guinness Book of Records as the first American woman self-made millionaire. In 1954, George E. Johnson launches the Johnson Products empire with ultra-wave hair culture, a permanent hair straightener. And here we have Nat King Cole sporting the conch hairstyle. In 1970, Angela Davis becomes an icon of Black power with her large afro. In 1971, Melba Tolliver is fired from the ABC affiliate in New York for wearing an afro while covering Tricia Nixon's wedding. She was fired for her hair.
This is Miss Christine from the Vance Chavis branch of Greensboro Public Library. I've worn my hair natural for many years, and while I might wear it in a twist out or with braids or put it up in a bun, from time to time I also like to wear head wraps as a form of cultural expression and pride in my African heritage. I'm going to show you some examples of the fabrics I use and give you a little tutorial on how I do the head wraps. Here is about a yard of fabric that I purchased from a fabric store. This fabric I purchased from a company that does head wraps and clothing and jewelry. It even came with a matching face mask. And sometimes I repurpose things I have at home. And for example, this is a t-shirt that I cut along both sides at the seams to increase the surface area I had to do a head wrap. I'll give you an example. With this fabric, I grab two corners, take the fabric to the base of my neck and bring it right behind my ears. And I usually twist the fabric and then wrap it around itself. Then tuck it in. That's one example. I often put on a silk or satin scarf or bonnet just to protect my hair and keep it moist, but I forgot to bring one today. But to show you using a t-shirt, I take two corners of the t-shirt, and sometimes I start this way and do the wrap in the back. But today, because my hair is in a bun, I'm gonna do the wrap towards the front and wrap the fabric around, bringing it behind both of my ears. And sometimes I tie those two ends just to hold the fabric a little more securely. And then I wrap the fabric around itself to cover up any of the open ends where I cut the seams. And you can wrap the fabric around your entire head if you like, or you can just focus at the top. And you tuck it in once you feel it is securely in place. Not too tight. Sometimes I've done it too tight, but get it right, the right comfortable fit. And there's another example.
In 1977, the Jerry curl explodes on the black hair scene. Billed as a curly perm for blacks, the ultra-moist hairstyle lasts through the 1980s. In 1990, Sisters Love the Weave, Essence magazine declares. A variety of natural styles and locks also become more accepted. In 1997, singer Erykah Badu poses on the cover of her debut album, Baduizm, with her head wrapped, ushering in an eclectic brand of Afrocentrism. In 1999, People magazine names lock-topped Grammy award-winning artist Lauryn Hill one of its 50 most beautiful people.
heart would see it. But it wouldn't be make believe if you believed in me.
She's actually getting bees at the ends of hers, so it's going to be bees, and then it's going to have a red balloon at the end of it.
In 2019, the Crown Act is introduced. It prohibits race-based hair discrimination, which is the denial of employment and educational opportunities because of hair texture or protective hairstyles, including Bantu knots, twist locks, or braids. It has become law in 6 states and has been filed in many others. Some Black people perm, some press, others go with natural twists, curls, braids, and locks. Celebrate all the styles of African American hair. A big thank you to Bibi, Christine, Basanta, Candy, and everyone at the McGirt Horton Branch Library who agreed to have their picture taken.
But it wouldn't be make believe if